Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 111 with UFC President Dana White. And Dana, obviously a lot of questions about this event, but let's start with GSP. You said that a lot of people were texting you. They were unhappy about this show. Some British journalists were saying that they were comparing GSP to Floyd Mayweather. Were you impressed with what he did out there?
Hey, listen, every fight you have isn't going to be the most exciting fight in the world. And you know me, I want exciting fights. But George St-Pierre, you know, he went out there, was a dominant performance. He's unhappy with his performance too, so... Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and smash the kid. You know, like I said, it was a dominant performance. He wanted to do better. I obviously wanted better, but Dan Hardy came to fight, man. Dan Hardy's a tough kid with a lot more game than people gave him credit for or realized. And, you know, it is what it is.
He's obviously a very popular fighter. But do you think that the next time he fights, in terms of pay-per-view buy rates, he will receive a bit of backlash? People will not be as eager to buy his fights?
I don't think so. He's still one of the best. He's the best 170-pounder in the world. He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And I think people love him, man. Listen, the kid sits up here and he's just so classy. And he sits there and admits that he wishes he did better. And, you know, people just love him. Not every fight you have is going to be the best fight you've ever done. But I think because of this fight, he's going to come out and look better next time.
Safe to say that Dan Hardy's stock rose with his performance tonight?
No doubt about it. Dan Hardy proved tonight to everybody that he is a real contender in the 170-pound division, and that he's tough as nails, and that he has a lot more game than people realized. He seriously needs to work on a sprawl and some takedown defense. That's the big hole in his game.
All right, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but what do you think will happen in this welterweight division now? Obviously, you have Koscheck Daly fighting on May 8th. Is it kind of safe to assume that the winner of that fight might be next in line?
I've got some plans right now that actually are going to be built off of that fight. So, you know, everybody wanted to know what George St-Pierre was going to do after this fight. Is he going to go to 85 and everything else? I was never crazy about him going to 85. He's a great 170-pound fighter. Moving up to 85, the guys are so much bigger. The guys at 85 are cutting down from 210. You know what I mean? I still think there's great fights for George at 170.
Shane Carwin, Frank Mir. What a performance by Shane Carwin. I don't think anyone expected it to finish that quickly. How impressed were you?
I was very impressed with him. And Brock Lesnar came over to me. He was sitting with me for the fight, and he says, this fight isn't going 2 minutes. And you know, I said, yeah, it's possible. It could not go 2 minutes. But I didn't think Chuck Liddell and Wanderlei Silva were going to go 3 rounds either. So anything could happen. But everybody wondered about Shane Carwin, if this guy was the real deal, and he proved it tonight.
So July 3rd, is that the thinking?
July 3rd in Las Vegas, Carwin versus Lesnar.
All right, and quickly, just before we let you go here, obviously there's a lot of other guys that we could talk about, but I think John Fitch, just want to get your take on him. You guys have had your differences in the past, but he continues to win, but he doesn't do so maybe decisively and gets the fans behind him. What do you do with a guy like that?
Yeah, you know, it's tough when he's one of the best guys in the division, and you know, against Ben Saunders tonight, who you know, you could tell that he was, you know, Ben Saunders bit off, you know, a big bite with Fitch, and Fitch, when Fitch doesn't finish, it drives people crazy, you know. And I called him out on it tonight. Before we start doing these guys to find out who's going to fight, you know, George St-Pierre, Fitch and Koscheck are going to have to figure out who's the next in line.
Is it 100% that Thiago Alves will fight again? Obviously, that's who Fitch was supposed to fight tonight.
Absolutely. He saw the best specialist in the country, and he's going in for a minor procedure next week, and he's supposed to be right back. So hopefully everything goes the way it's supposed to, and that's true, that he will be back.
All right, you got Abu Dhabi next, and then we'll see you April 17th, right? Live show?
Yep. Exactly.
No?
No, there's no live show.
That was just a crazy rumor.
No, what happened was people were actually texting me, calling me, and asking me about it, and you know, I just didn't deny it. Right. You know, so.
All right, Dana, we appreciate the time.
I can't tell you guys everything all the time. You know?
Of course, you got to keep some of the cards close to your vest.
Exactly.
Well, we will see you in Abu Dhabi, Dana. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.